If you stay calm while an argument is exploding around you, people often misunderstand it. They assume you're distant, unbothered, maybe even arrogant. Someone eventually asks, "Do you even care?" As if volume were the only proof of emotion. But psychology tells a very different story. That calm you carry isn't emptiness, it's precision. While others react in waves, your nervous system stays grounded. Not because you feel less, but because you've learned how to separate feeling from chaos. You don't raise your voice when you're angry, not because you're weak, but because you understand something most people haven't learned yet. Agitation rarely creates clarity. In tense moments, you often feel like the only adult in the room. While emotions fly, you stay centered, observing, choosing your response instead of surrendering to impulse. And that's not an accident. Psychology suggests there are specific reasons some people develop this kind of calm, reasons rooted in experience, survival, and deep internal discipline. There are 5 core traits that explain why you stay composed when others fall apart. Let's start with the first one. Calm as a survival skill. This calmness wasn't something you picked up casually. It was forged. Psychology shows that many people who remain unusually composed during conflict learned this early in life, often in environments where reacting emotionally only made things worse. You grew up noticing a pattern. When voices got louder, problems didn't get solved. They multiplied. When emotions took over, safety disappeared. So your nervous system adapted. You learned that staying quiet, observant, and controlled was the smartest way to get through the storm. This wasn't suppression. It was a strategy. Over time, your brain learns that chaos cannot be defeated by adding more chaos to it. So instead of matching the emotional temperature of the room, you became the stabilizing force inside it. Not because you lacked emotion, but because you couldn't afford to let emotion run the show. Your silence is often misunderstood as indifference, but in reality, it's protection, a boundary you built when you realized that peace had to be defended, not expected. You didn't choose to be calm. You became calm because it kept you safe. Trait 2. Solution mode over emotional reaction. When something goes wrong, your mind doesn't collapse into panic. It switches modes. While others are asking, "Why is this happening to me?" your brain moves straight to, "What's the next step?" This is an executive function at work. In moments of crisis, a sudden breakup, a car problem, a missed flight, you instinctively focus on logistics. Who needs to be called? What needs to be fixed? What can be controlled right now? Emotion doesn't disappear, but it gets temporarily placed on hold so action can happen. To outsiders, this can look cold, almost robotic. But psychology says it's efficiency. You learned, consciously or not, that worry doesn't prevent damage. It only drains energy that could be used to stabilize the situation. So while someone else is venting, spiraling, or replaying the injustice of it all, you're already moving pieces into place. This doesn't mean you care less. It means you care enough to be useful. You understand that emotions without direction can become noise. So in critical moments, you choose function over expression, because someone has to keep things from falling apart. Trait 3. Delayed emotional processing. People often assume you don't feel pain because you don't show it immediately. But the truth is, you feel it deeply, just not on demand. Your emotional system works on a different timeline. In the middle of conflict, your priority is navigation, not expression. You compartmentalize your feelings so you can stay steady while things are unstable. It's not denial, it's timing. There is a moment for action and a moment for feeling. You understand that mixing the two can make both less effective. So during the argument, you stay composed, you listen, you think. You move through the situation with clarity. And only later, when you're alone, when the noise is gone, your emotions finally surface in a quiet room, on a long drive, late at night, when no one is watching. You don't process pain as a performance. You process it as something private and honest. This is why people misjudge you. They expect emotion to be immediate and visible. But your depth doesn't announce itself. It waits until it's safe, and when it arrives fully. Trait 4. Silence as a psychological mirror. You've probably noticed something interesting. When someone tries to pull you into an argument and you respond with complete calm, it often unsettles them more than if you had fought back. Psychology calls this non-complimentary behavior. Most people expect their emotional energy to be matched. Anger invites anger. Tension invites tension. But when you refuse to mirror that intensity, the dynamic breaks. Your calm becomes a mirror, and suddenly, they're forced to hear how loud they are. You don't need to defend yourself with long explanations. You don't need to win the argument out loud. A short reply, a pause, a steady look. These things carry weight because they deny the other person the reaction they were seeking. Instead of battling them, you let their emotions echo back at them. You've learned that engaging in every provocation is exhausting and unnecessary. Just like barking back at a dog doesn't make it quieter, matching emotional noise rarely brings resolution. Your silence isn't passive. It's deliberate. And in many cases, it says more than words ever could. Trait 5. Emotional efficiency and energy conservation. At some point, you stopped reacting to everything. Not because you stopped caring, but because you learned the cost. You remember a time when you explained yourself too much, when you apologized just to keep the peace, when every misunderstanding felt like something you had to fix immediately, and over time, it drained you. Psychology would call what happened next emotional efficiency. You began to choose where your energy goes. You realized that not every comment deserves a response, and not every conflict deserves your nervous system. Peace, you discovered, isn't a reward for an easy life. It's a discipline. So now, you stay quiet more often. You step back. You let some things pass without engaging. Not because you're powerless, but because you know your energy is limited. And wasting it on things you can't control only creates more exhaustion. Your calm is no longer reactive. It's intentional. You don't fight every wave. You conserve your strength for the ones that matter. Here's what you need to understand. Calmness is not the absence of emotion. It's what happens when emotion is guided by understanding. You are not cold. You are not detached. You are the eye of the storm, where clarity still exists while everything else is spinning. You've learned how to feel the wave without letting it pull you under. The world celebrates loud reactions and visible intensity, but it rarely pauses to honor quiet strength, the kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that holds steady when others fall apart. If you're the calm one, this video is for you. You're not broken, you're trained. So if this resonated with you, drop a calm face emoji in the comments. Let the other quiet ones know they're not alone. And if you've noticed that once you're finally alone, your mind starts overthinking everything that's not random, that's your depth catching up. Subscribe if you want to explore that side of yourself next.